The second movement of the Sonatina in C by Clementi is a slow movement, as is common in sonatinas. The left hand starts with triplet quavers, an Alberti bass. We need to feel the triple pulse of the movement, and they need to be rather soft, but feeling the bass note. 1, 2, 3, strong, soft. By contrast, where we have crotchets and minims in the left hand, those long notes need to sound out and they need to sing out much more strongly. Bar 7. Die away through that bar 12, the tonic, dominant tonic. Bar 14, shape it beautifully. This next bar we have a little link back to the opening music. Shape it in the left hand. Bar 22, take care to come off very cleanly on the third beat after the minim, and then move very quickly down nearly 2 octaves to be ready for the low C. 1, 2, 3, and move very quickly. Look in advance to where you're going. Look at where you're going. Be ready for that. 3, 1, 2, 3. In the right hand, again the long notes need to be sung clearly. We start with minims and crotchets at the beginning. How are we shaping that? Bar by bar. The first note of the first bar needs to be strongest. The first note of the next bar is next strongest, and the first note of the next bar needs to be beautifully shaped. Maybe easier to practice it faster to feel the shaping behind that. The ornament in bar 3, I like 3 notes plus 3 notes plus 4 notes. Initially play it with stops. Then put in accents to be quite clear. Then of course it needs to be played up to speed and softly. There are many ways of practicing trills. Here are a couple. First of all, practice strongly and lifting the fingers well, articulating well. Do it staccato like that, to avoid any mumbling with the fingertips. And then practice the opposite, miming, keeping the fingers very close to the keys, touching the keys, mime it. Then just allow 1 or 2 notes to sound. Then I hope most of the notes will sound. And then just a slightly stronger, better quality sound. But still keeping the fingertips very close to the keys. At bar 4, keep the repeated notes very legato. Practice chiming, changing the fingers, 5, 4, 5. same, we need legato repeated notes at bar 16. Here, 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 here. Keep it very legato. At bar 6, we have a falling scale starting on the second beat of the bar, which I think starts softly and grows to the first beat of bar 7. At bar 9 we have triplets in thirds, repeated triplets. We need a little bit more top note singing, a little bit less of the bottom note. We want to hear squeeze well with the top finger, squeeze less with the underneath one. Lift the upper finger more, squeeze with it more, slightly tilt the hand to that side so we get a bigger sound on the top note. Then I think we want a crescendo through that bar, from this to this to this to this. And then the repeated quavers, triplet quavers, need to be softer. So we're growing by the beat by beat, not by the note. And the same 2 bars later in bar 11 with the 6th. We want the top note singing, we want to grow by the beat. And here on that long minim, feel the triplet quavers inside. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Otherwise it's easy to rush long notes, minims, when there are no triplets happening. Shape the right hand at bar 13. To that beautiful E flat. At bar 22, I feel there is an implied pause. So grow up the arpeggio to the first D, and then soften off and just get a little slower, and just linger for a moment on that top D before starting the next bar very softly and growing through it. Start softly, grow to here, maintain the tone, die away. And at the end, the end of that trill, change the finger so you enter the 1, 3, 2. If one does 1, 2, 1, there's an awful lot of thumbs then, it's easy to bump the last note. 1, 3, 2 is a good way to end trills, good fingering. When playing hands together, work at the trills, bar 3, initially put in accents to ensure the hands are well coordinated. At bar 4, listen for the legato between hands as you crescendo up the arpeggio. We don't want to hold a gap between the hands. We don't want overlapping. We want the two hands just abutting, the sounds abutting. As we crescendo up there. Bar 8, be very relaxed on the dotted note. We don't need practice bar 22, hands together, coming off promptly in the left hand and moving quickly down to the low C. And starting very softly at the beginning of the next bar.